We're going to take a look at another thing that a lot of people criticise Lepin and the other fake manufacturers for, and that's originality. When browsing on AliExpress, I found a kit that I didn't recognise, a QS08 Millennium Falcon. Obviously, it's not the same design as the real LEGO Millennium Falcon, it's a lot smaller, and you can find it for about £10, which is around $15. I think it'll be really interesting to see what this model is like. There are lots of different bags of bricks, and obviously I've no idea the quality of these yet, and hopefully they're all here. Real LEGO is manufactured to very intricate specifications so that the bricks fit together properly, and it'll be really interesting to see how these QS08 bricks compare. This kit also comes with a manual, which is good because we need the instructions to put the kit together. And you can see the artwork is completely original and it looks pretty good. It's kind of in the style of existing LEGO Star Wars products. And if we open up and have a look at the instructions, they're similar to real LEGO ones, but they are different. You can see that the colours are completely different, and also the style of instruction is different as well. Just to be pedantic, one annoying difference between this book and a real LEGO book is that this is landscape and you flip the pages in a landscape way rather than the portrait way that you do with LEGO. You can see that the colours are a lot less vibrant in these instructions, and they've adopted a different approach where they highlight the previous step in this sort of purpley colour so that you know what's new in the current step. There are also lots of little red arrows showing you how to line up these LEGO pieces. The bricks themselves fit together pretty well. On the whole, the instructions were easy to follow, but there were just a couple of areas where you had to think about what they were trying to show you. Being completely honest, this kit isn't as good as a real LEGO kit. Some of the parts that you build are clumsy and sort of fall apart as you're putting them together. It's just a lot simpler and less well designed than a real LEGO product. It does look pretty good, it does look recognisable as the Millennium Falcon, and it is a completely novel design. You can see that maybe from some angles it looks more like the Millennium Falcon than others. From the top here it's not so good. You can really see how modular it is, how it's put together from just different parts. And speaking of parts, there were a few left over at the end of the build. The real LEGO Millennium Falcon folds open to reveal a really detailed interior. This QS08 model has a similar feature. These little flap things fold up, and while the little flappy bits are surprisingly sturdy, the interior of this Millennium Falcon is bare. There's nothing in there at all, so you could stick your little minifigures in there, but there isn't really much for them to do. And I think this is really where this model lets itself down. It's kind of taken the real LEGO Millennium Falcon, stripped out all of the interesting bits, and made it smaller. On the top there is a little turret here, and you can see that as I'm pushing the turret, the actual gun thing falls off. On the underside of the Millennium Falcon, there's no detail at all, so this really is very boring. And you can also see how it's constructed from these ball and socket joints. And a surprising feature of that construction is that you can actually turn this Millennium Falcon into a sort of strange monster crab Millennium Falcon. And I really think this is a feature that LEGO should incorporate into their next design. But in all seriousness, it is clear to me that LEGO would have never designed a product like this. Here you can see that it's about a third of the size of the real LEGO Millennium Falcon, and it costs about a third of the price, so I'm not entirely sure whether or not I think this is great value for money. I'm surprised that they've manufactured their own version of the Millennium Falcon, their own design. I'm quite impressed that they have, and it's not as terrible as you think it might be. The bricks are pretty good quality. Do check out my other LEGO reviews if you're interested. I'll leave a link to a playlist down below. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.